Hey, fourth and sixth hours. We are not doing a Google Meet today, just because I thought I would give you guys a little bit of flexibility to end your week and end the semester, and also myself as I am grading commentaries. So, and actually, on Tuesday when we had a Google Meet with the first hour, the audio of my videos was all messed up, and that was like the main purpose of having the Google Meet. So that did not go as planned, so I thought I would just kind of give you a rundown. You have very simple instructions for today, and then I will see you guys back in the building next week when we'll really dig into Unit 3. So this week is really just kind of an overview of Unit 3. And so I'm going to kind of just walk you through the materials and what you need to do. So this little red folder, you will see that Schoology kind of resets this weekend for semester 2. And so you probably won't see, it will look a little different for a few days, but this red folder will be the folder that we are working in for Unit 3. So within this folder here, you have January 19th and 21st, the introduction. This is the cover of the book that we will be reading multiple excerpts from. So I just put it there. It's nice to kind of have a book cover with a name. So as you can see, guys, there's just a few links here, and then a discussion board post to finish you up today. The first one is a link to the events that happened on January 6th at the Capitol. This one is optional to watch, but you do need to know, what happened that day in order to answer to the discussion board post down here, okay? I do believe the events of that day are very important to discuss, and, obviously will make the history books. And I think this news story, it's from PBS. It's very just factual, gives you a timeline of events, of what happened, and I think it's a pretty, neutral story, just in case you did not watch that happen live, or you really haven't paid close attention to that. So this one is optional. We start with that because this unit, the essential question is, how are our lives impacted by conflict? And when I say that, I almost giggle because as you all are probably aware, this year has created a lot of conflict, a lot of many different kinds of conflict. And so I thought the best way to start this out would be to kind of process the events from a couple of weeks ago and really just kind of get your thoughts, get your thoughts down on paper, so to speak, if you haven't really thought about that. Sometimes it's easy and it's kind of nice to not think about things like that, but sometimes we do need to. So that's kind of your introduction to how are our lives impacted by conflict. In the Unit 3 overview, I do want you to read through this. I know it looks like a little lengthy, but it's really not. It just gives you a good idea of what we will be doing. How are our lives impacted by conflict, and then we'll break that down into the different kinds of conflict. How do we manage conflict? Can the outcome of conflict be productive or destructive? What are teens' conflicts? Because we talk about these big conflicts of the world, but even your smaller scale conflicts, just as teenagers, are important to acknowledge as well. The rationale for this is, the first semester we spent a lot of time talking about your community and happiness, and we kind of turn here now and talk about the flip side of that and conflict that exists in your life, but also conflict that exists outside of your bubble, and looking at conflict from different perspectives, from different points of view. Okay, so we will spend some time kind of getting into this next point here. You will be reading many different texts, just like we've done all year, nonfiction, fiction, poetry, film clips. You'll be reading a lot of different texts to kind of explore this concept through other people's eyes. We will be reading excerpts from To Kill a Mockingbird and also from Just Mercy by Bryan Stevenson. And that was really kind of, Just Mercy will be kind of the main text, I think, that we pull from. We don't have a full class novel for everyone this year, and so you will be getting either like PDF versions of chapters. You're not going to read the whole thing, but we hopefully will read a good amount of that book. It's a great book. It's also been made into a major motion picture, and I hope, since we will be back in class, to watch some clips from that as well. If you haven't seen that, I rented it on Hulu But anyway, it's a good one to watch, especially if you've read the book. So that is kind of what we will be doing. And then your summative make will be a profile interview. So as you guys can see, we end each unit with a written summative. And this unit, it will be a peer's conflict. So you're going to interview a peer about a conflict they have experienced and basically write their story. We'll get into that a lot more, weeks from now. But I do think that is, this is my favorite unit of the school year because I think it's just really relevant, really important to really explore, other people's ideas and points of view. The next two links here really just kind of give you a good introduction to Just Mercy. This is an introduction by the author himself, Bryan Stevenson. It is 54 seconds. So please watch it. It gives you a good idea of the background of his organization, the Equal Justice Initiative. And it's very short and he kind of puts a face with the name. He should look familiar. We have watched a TED Talk from him earlier in the school year. So watch that. And then the Just Mercy movie trailer, which is less than 3 minutes. It is like a major motion movie trailer. Jamie Foxx is one of the main characters in the movie. Michael B. Jordan plays Bryan Stevenson. So please watch that. I think those will get you excited for the unit. Hopefully it'll hook you and capture your interest. That's the goal. These are true stories also. So to me, that's even more impactful. Okay. So please watch those. And then lastly, you will just write a discussion board post. And I want to, here we go. Just answering these questions after kind of circling back to that video or the events that happened on January 6th. How did that make you feel? What was your thinking challenged? Just some opinion questions. Keep in mind, this is public. Be respectful to others. I know this is a very controversial time that we live in. So again, there's no problem, no reason why we can't discuss this, but we do need to be respectful of other people's opinions. So that'll really finish you up. The last thing that I want to say is if you have not turned in your commentary to turnitin.com, and I think a lot of you have, but there's still a handful in each class that has not, you need to do that like you needed to do that days ago, okay? Grades, if they're not in by the time you're seeing this video, will be going in, and that 0 in that category will make a really negative impact on your grade. So please, I will probably email you at some point if I'm still not seeing that turned in, but turnitin.com is where you upload that. There is no other place for you to turn it in, but that is very important and will affect your semester grade. So that's really the day for you guys. None of this is too much. My video is probably almost the longest video in here. So just kind of reading through some stuff, getting a good idea of where we're headed for this unit. If you have any question, guys, let me know. Otherwise, I will see you next week in the hybrid model.